And in the Impact segment tonight, another outrage from a teachers union in a suburb of Madison, Wisconsin. Andrew Harris, a teacher at the Glacier Creek Middle School, caught looking at pornography on school grounds and trading it with other people. He was fired. But now the teachers union there has gotten Harris reinstated with $200,000 in back pay and spent about $700,000 on legal fees paid for by the taxpayer, the union has. Outrageous. This on top of a teachers union in Michigan demanding $10,000 for a teacher convicted of child rape. Joining us now from Washington to react, Republican Kate Obenshain and Democrat Kirsten Powers. So this looks to be out of control to me, Powers. I think it's going on everywhere. We can just highlight a few of these things. What say you?
Well, first of all, it's not going on everywhere. Out of the millions of teachers in this country, you found a couple instances.
No, I'm talking about the teachers' unions,
okay.
not the teachers per se.
Well, both.
The teachers' unions.
In terms of
I don't think
this
they're
kind of
looking out for the
behavior,
kids, generally speaking.
Well, I don't agree with that. But specific to these cases, I think that you're misrepresenting it a little bit. The person who was found looking at the porn, there were 7 other people also who just got suspended for 3 days to 15 days, and then he was fired, and an arbitrator found that he had been unfairly singled out.
Wait a minute. He was a teacher on the campus. Others were administrators. They were all using the hardware, software. That's how they caught them. But this guy was a teacher in a middle school.
Okay, hold on. I just want to understand. You believe any person, I'm not endorsing looking at porn at work. I don't think that's what people should be doing, but I just want to understand that any person who looks at porn you think should be fired?
Any person?
A teacher.
A teacher.
No.
During the school day on campus.
But he's not looking at it. He's not looking at it in the classroom,
in the
right?
classroom,
Yeah,
okay.
Well, if
so
it's in the
no, we should
classroom,
rewrite the
children
rules.
around.
You can look at it in the lunchroom on the school computer, but not in the classroom. Power makes sense.
There's a big difference between saying that I think that's a good way to spend your time versus that asking the question, should a person be fired?
You're on campus.
Lose their entire career over that? I just don't think so.
All right, Powers, you want to stake out that turf? Fine.
Yeah,
What do you say?
do.
What do you say, Kate?
I'm honestly speechless at the moment. I think, obviously these teachers are influencing our children, and this guy was apparently looking at the porn during instructional time, and his offenses were deemed to be so much more egregious than some of the others that were doing the same thing. So anyway, but the real point here, the question is, are the unions out of control? Obviously they are. They will never show restraint, Bill. They are concerned about money, power, and influence. And ironically, in Wisconsin, because of Scott Walker's reforms, there are reforms in place to limit this kind of collective bargaining, this arbitrator coming in and saying, no, the school has to reinstate this teacher in a classroom. But this school district, the school board, is so in bed with the union that it said, no, we're going to be bound by collective bargaining in all instances. So other school districts in Wisconsin would never have had to pay out this $1 million. They would have never had to reinstate this teacher. It's when the school boards and the unions continue to put their own self-interest and power ahead of the well-being of the children
board in
that
this
we have
case,
these problems.
Hired an arbiter, and the arbiter said, give him the money, the $200K. So he gets $200,000 January 29th. Now, let me ask you, Susan Power, because I'm a bit surprised, and I think Kate is too. Do you think this guy...
I'm not a moralizer like the two of you?
I'm not coming at it from that point of view.
Give me a break. Oh, the children. He wasn't looking at it with the children.
Right.
Kirsten,
let me
there
ask
have
my
to be standards.
Wait.
Look, if losing your job for looking at the porn, half of this country would lose their job tomorrow.
Let me ask the question.
Okay, I'm listening.
And most Americans don't look at porn in a school. Fact.
Most Americans don't work in a school.
Second fact. Not a fact. Question. Do you think this guy can go back in a classroom now in this small town of Wisconsin and teach effectively?
He should be able to.
He should be able to.
If somebody makes a mistake,
they're not going to have any kind of process in this,
If
right?
somebody makes a mistake, look, there are 7 other teachers who didn't lose their jobs. Should the other teachers lose their jobs? So I guess you guys want them all fired too, right?
This is an amazing thing for somebody who calls herself a feminist, by the way, Kirsten, because he showed the porn
what does that have to do with anything?
teachers.
I think people should be able to make
problem with that during school hours.
No,
that he showed the porn to a female teacher. How insulting! Fire him. Get a qualified teacher in there to influence and educate our children.
I'm saying that you can. I think people can be punished something short of being fired for the rest of their lives.
Come on,
like you're saying he should
go get
never
a job
have a
in
job
some other
again.
industry. Go find a job where your moral character and looking at porn is not
God, I really
detrimental
can't
to
stand
kids,
this, like,
Kirsten. But the
you know-
$1 million, doesn't that bother you at all that the teachers' unions are so concerned about this guy
With due
who wants to look at
process
porn
and the
during
rule
the
of
school
law
day?
is what they're
That
concerned
$1
with.
million could have gone to
No.
the kids, can go to instruction, can
Because
go
he never
maybe
should
to,
have been
like,
fired in the
bringing
first
into
place.
innovation to our
You
classrooms.
had
That's a
7
crazy
other
idea
people
that
who are
teachers
still
unions want
there.
nothing
All
to do
right.
with.
I think we all have it. And everybody can make up their own mind. Ladies, thank you. Plenty more. It is a fact.